Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I almost did not shoot today's video. I wanted to shoot it outside and twice I have dressed up and was ready to go out and then the rain started. So I became lazy and just lied in my bed and I just wanted to sleep. But come rain, come sunshine, we are going to shoot the video. So I decided that instead of cancelling the video, I'll just shoot it inside. Today we are going to be talking about prime lenses versus zoom lenses. Now, as a beginner photographer or videographer, one of the things you begin to quickly understand is that there are two main types of lenses. There are the prime lenses. This is an example, a 35mm f2 Canon lens, and zoom lenses. So this is my Tamron 70-200 f2.8. Now, one thing I need to get across to you immediately is that there is a conception that prime lenses provide better image quality than zoom lenses, and I will tell you right off, if you buy good glass, if you buy a high quality prime lens or you buy a high quality zoom lens, you will get very similar image quality. With that said, let's look at the peculiarity of each of these lenses. Now I have here my Canon 35 f2 lens, so this opens up to f2, right? And the biggest advantage you see immediately is that prime lenses have wider apertures. So we're talking f1.4, f1.2, and even as wide as f0.95. Wider apertures give you two advantages. Number one, if you are shooting late in the evening or you are shooting in a low light condition, if you have a wider aperture, you will not have to crank up your ISO to get a well exposed image, compared to if you're having f2.8 or even f4 as some of these zoom lenses go, or even f5.6. Number two, you get more bokeh. Imagine you are shooting with an 85 f1.4, you get so much bokeh because again, that wider aperture. Another thing is, when you're using a prime lens like this, you are forced to be more creative because you have a single focal length. I made a video about focal length, you can check it out on my channel. So whenever you're shooting with just this, you are forced to be more creative with your shots. You can't just stand in a place and then just fire pa 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 pa. You need to look for your angles, you need to go down, go up to get the best compositions. Another thing is, prime lenses are generally cheaper than zoom lenses. Where you are going to get like a 16-35 from Canon for about $2,000. This cost me about $500 or $600 by the time I got it, so that's like a quarter of the price. So when you're purchasing your prime lenses right out of the gate, prime lenses are cheaper. There is a Canon 50 f1.8 which is called the Nifty 50. It sells for about $100, and there's a Yongnuo version that sells for about $43. That is an f1.8 lens. So you get a lot of bang for your buck when it comes to prime lenses. We've talked about the pros, now let's talk about the cons. Prime lenses have fixed focal length. This is a 35mm lens. It doesn't go any wider, it doesn't go any more telephoto. Now the argument for prime lenses has always been that you zoom with your feet, but it is not in every scenario that you have the opportunity to zoom with your feet. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are shooting a wedding. There's only so close you can get to the bride and the groom before it becomes awkward. Or you're shooting a concert and there's a barricade. There's only so far you can go to the performing artist before the security guys will swoop in and whoop, you're out of the place. So as good as prime lenses are, the limitation with the focal length is a big issue, especially for those that shoot events and journalistic work. Number two, sometimes it can be inconvenient. Now you might decide that, okay, I need a 35, I need a 24, I need a 50, and an 85, and then you pack all these 4 prime lenses in your bag and you're out to shoot, let's say, a wedding or something. In the process of changing lenses back and forth, you might actually miss a couple of shots, and it makes this quite inconvenient. So once again, for people that shoot events and journalistic work, you might want to keep an eye on this. A solution could be to use 2 cameras and then with 2 different focal lengths, if that works for you, or probably just get a zoom lens. And number 3, the weight of this quickly begins to add up. Now, this on its own is not so heavy, but let's say you want to cover a wide range of focal length. So you want a 35, you want a 24, you want a 50, you want an 85, probably you want to trade 135 in there somewhere. And by then you pack all of that in your bag, the weight quickly begins to add up. So you want to keep an eye on that. Now let's consider the pros and the cons of using a zoom lens. Now I have here the Tamron 70-200. And the first thing you notice when you're using a zoom lens is the ease of use. It's very convenient to use. Like with a lens like this, which is 70-200, you can easily go all the way from 70 all the way to 200. So something's happening close to you, you switch to 70, shoot. Something is happening far away, you switch to 200, boom, you're good to go. So you're just like the action man of the event. Maybe not like that, but you get the point. So it's very comfortable to use, it's very easy to use. The second thing to keep in mind with zoom lenses is that compared to multiple prime lenses, it is cheaper. Now in this single 70-200, you have 85 millimeters, you have 135 millimeters, and I have a 200 millimeter. So if you decide to buy each of those prime lenses separately, this will effectively cost cheaper than that. And compared to all those multiple prime lenses, this is going to be lighter as well. Now, to the cons of using a zoom lens, the aperture doesn't open as wide as prime lenses. Whereas you have a prime lens that can go up to 0.95, zoom lenses, the widest they can go is 1.8, as we have on the Sigma 1835 1.8, and that lens is for APS-C cameras. For full frame cameras, the widest you can get is f2.8 on a zoom lens. So the prime lens takes the cake for that one. If you want a wider aperture, the only option you have is a prime lens. And number two, zoom lenses encourages you to be lazy. Actually, like I told you that time, when you go to an event, you just stand and then you shoot everyone with your lens, of course, not with a gun. You can just stand in a single position and get wide angle shots and get zoomed in shots, telephoto shots and all that, same from the same position. So you are tempted to just be lazy, just stay in the place and then just shoot here and there, whereas the guy with the prime lens will have to move up and down and be more creative with his shot. So this kind of encourages you to be lazy. Another thing is the initial cost of buying a zoom lens could be high. When you buy multiple of these prime lenses, it might be more expensive than this, but you don't have to buy them at once. So the initial cost of buying this single one is a lot more than buying prime lenses. So that's one thing you need to consider. And the biggest con with zoom lenses is their size. Like see this 70-200, it looks like a jug. It's so huge, so massive. Granted, it makes you look like the professional photographer. This is the only reason why I bought this lens. You tell a client, I'm charging you $5,000 for your shoot, and then you bring out this lens, and then you're like, yeah, $5,000. They won't be able to argue with you just because of your lens. You're the guy with the bigger lens. So it's actually big. That is their biggest con. They are big and they are heavy. Imagine you have this lens, and then you have a 24-70. It weighs a lot. And then if you have seen the Canon 28-70 f2, that lens is something else. It's something else. The weight, the size, it's just ginormous. So you have to keep that in mind when you're making your decision as well. So here's the takeaway. One thing I've noticed is there's no one size fits all for all photographers. What you want and your shooting scenario determines the kind of tools you are going to use. One thing I have found out though is that when you're doing a portrait session or a photo shoot in a controlled environment, either in a studio or outside, and you're not in a hurry, then you can go with zoom lenses or prime lenses. I mean, the model is going to wait for you to change your lenses if there's a need. It's going to wait for you to set your camera settings and all that. So no rush, no pressure. Now, if you're shooting events or you're shooting for journalistic purposes, I'll suggest you go with zoom lenses. This way you don't have to keep changing your lenses back and forth and missing crucial moments. If you're shooting things that are not fast paced and it's not a one-time event, things that will be there like architecture, like product, then I think you can do just fine with prime lenses. So you have to ask yourself, what kind of things do I shoot more and under what kind of conditions? And that will determine the kind of lenses you're going to buy and the kind of lenses you're going to use. And that's why you see most photographers have a combination of prime and zoom lenses. Thank you very much for watching today's video. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next one. By the time you pack up, if you're going to full frame, the widest up, if you're going to full frame, oh shit. You get the point. Now, it's rain, man. Killing my vibe. Another thing, oh jeez.